the black guy? Where's the Spanish guy? Oh, I think we got an Asian over here. Careful. Don't be nobody sucker, miss. Don't be nobody sucker. Think for yourself.
Samir, how many more towers do
Think for yourself. Don't be nobody sucker.
You're an idiot, man. You don't know shit about fucking affordable housing.
Non-profits do not work for the people. Very few, very few. If you got 100, maybe 5 do. Maybe 5 do the right thing. But the majority steal from the people. They bullshit you. That's what they do. You know who Mark Gordon is? Mark Gordon was the founder of LimeWire. He's worth $2.5 billion. He lives uptown on the west side. Right? He's the creator of these nonprofits. He funds them. Right? And our streets.
Hey everyone, positivity, smiles and positivity. It's a great day. It's a great day.
You're freaking. You're serious. That's supposed to be yes. Eric Adams is going to jail. Your parking mandate thing is corrupt.
Alright, what do we want, everyone?
CDMS!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
CDMS!
When do we want it?
Now!
Second one, what do we want?
Lifting parking mandates!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Lifting parking mandates!
When do we want it?
Now!
Bullshitters! You got no shame!
All right, thanks everybody for coming.
Mark Gordon! Mark Gordon is your funder! Transo! I know you're laughing, but he's the sugar daddy!
All right.
Mark Gordon is the sugar daddy! You can use it, I hope you got a permit for that!
All right, can you hear me? There we go. All right, so first we'll address the elephant in the room. Mayor Adams was just indicted. You know,
You should be too! You should
everybody
be
has
too!
their thoughts on that.
You should be
But you know, too many mayors in this city have come and gone without doing anything to address the housing crisis. So whatever happens with this mayor, you know, it's pretty irrelevant. What really matters is solving the housing crisis.
Come on, look!
And City of Yes
He
is
said,
important.
"Fuck myself." Come on, try it. Try it. Don't swing this city of yes.
And just yesterday, the City Planning Commission voted to send City of Yes to the City Council. So this is in the City Council's hands now. Doesn't matter what's going on with the mayor. We need the City Council to lead on this and pass City of Yes. And we have a huge coalition of advocacy organizations and regular people supporting this. Because we know how important it is. We're going to hear from a lot of people today. We're going to talk about all the different reasons why this is so important, from climate, housing justice, social justice, transportation issues, senior issues. So this is really, really critical. And then I also wanted to point out how critical this is to the rest of City of Yes. We can't leave parking requirements
say
in
no
place
to the
and build the
City of
housing
Yes.
we need.
We say no.
We can't build ADUs if it triggers parking requirements. We can't build small and shared housing if it triggers parking requirements. If we have UAP in place and we're trying to build affordable units and it triggers parking requirements,
Look who we
we're
got
not
here.
going to
Look.
move forward to
Look.
build those units.
Elected official.
What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want?
Yes.
When do we want it?
Look at these people. Look at their faces.
All right,
White people.
so we're super excited
look
to
at
be
that.
joined today
Look at this
by
guy.
one of our
Look
most
at this
important
guy.
elected
Hey, you
officials
wanna
on
hit me,
these
right?
issues.
You
Someone
wanna
who
insult
stands
me?
every
You
day
wanna
for
hit me?
people, for
Why
public
you open your
transportation,
mouth?
for housing,
Why you open
who has
your
been a
mouth?
staunch ally in these fights.
I don't hear you,
Assemblymember
Oh,
Manzani, thank you for being here.
Doesn't matter. What do we
It's a
want?
tradition in New York.
When do we want it? Now. What do we want?
Yes!
When do we want it?
Now!
Who's cutting out on you?
This is
Shame on you.
a very exciting press conference that we have here. And I want to say a few reasons about why I'm here. Mandates are meant to meet crises. And when I go around my district in Astoria and Long Island City, the crisis that I hear is a crisis of housing and housing affordability specifically.
No to the city of yes. No to the city of yes.
2 minutes.
He'll give you 2. I'll give you none.
That's even
You
better.
won't liquor.
Here's what I want to chat about. Here's what I want to chat about with all of you. Which is the fact that if you have a parking mandate, then it could be a cost of up to $150,000. And what the elimination of a mandate means is not the elimination of parking. It is the elimination of the necessity of building it whenever we are doing it. The number one thing that New Yorkers are in dire need of is affordable housing. And every single dollar that we mandate be spent on something other than housing, when that housing is being built, is a lower chance of affordable housing that is union built being made in our city. I have told developers myself, I do not care about the height of the building you are building, as long as that building is affordable, not simply in name, and it's built by the working class men and women of this city in our union. So that's why I'm here. I'm here because the moment is now. And that moment is calling for us to do everything we can to ensure that we build enough units so that working class New Yorkers are not pushed out of the city in the way that they have been over the past few years.
What do we want? Where do we want it? What do we want? Where do we want it?
And I want to say one more thing.
Go to the city of yes.
People might be asking ourselves, what does this have to do with the news of the indictment
We say no.
that was just unsealed?
We say no.
I mean, you're going to want to hear this.
We say
With
no.
the indictment. The major issue that we're hearing in so much of our reporting and so much of the media is around the corruption that is clearly rife in City Hall. But when I talk to New Yorkers, the number one concern they have is cost. And we cannot let the legacy of Eric Adams only be a legacy of corruption. It also must be a legacy where he poured gasoline on the fire of a cost of living crisis across this city. This is the same mayor that raised rents on 2 million rent stabilized tenants, that supported Con Ed when they wanted to raise utility bills by more than $70 a month, that ensured we could not process applications for assistance from the most working class New Yorkers in a timely manner. And when we take our steps forward, we have to make sure that we also reckon with that legacy. And this is part of reckoning with that legacy, and there's so much more to come. So thank you all so much for having me. Thank you guys for being here.
All right, so lifting parking mandates is one piece of an entire proposal, City of Yes, that involves amazing proposals that will help tackle our housing crisis. The Yes to Housing Coalition is over 140 organizations across the spectrum supporting this. And we're being led in part by the New York Housing Conference, our fearless leaders. So I want to bring up Brendan Cheney to talk about it.
Got no shame. Got no shame.
Yes to housing.
Got no
To
shame.
housing. Yes to 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 housing.
All right, thank you. My name is Brendan Cheney. I'm the Director of Policy and Operations at the New York Housing Council. We are helping to lead the Yes to Housing Coalition, 140 organizations, pro-housing organizations supporting the City of Yes. What we see here today at this press conference is what we're seeing citywide. We're seeing loud, small number of voices trying to drown out the majority of New Yorkers that want to see housing change, that want to see housing development. A recent survey found that 71% of New Yorkers support the City of Yes. 71% of New Yorkers support the City of Yes. We cannot let the loud voices in the minority drown out the majority of New Yorkers that want housing change right now. We cannot let loud minority voices drown out the majority of New Yorkers that want housing change. We have to stand up and stand strong and fight for housing change no matter what's
Don't bump into me.
happening.
Next time I'll smack the shit out of you. Stop bumping into me. Stop fucking bumping it. He's bumping into me.
City of Yes.
Don't play stupid. He's
City of
bumping into me.
Yes is bigger than
He's
the mayor.
bumping into me.
It's
You
bigger than the
de-escalate.
administration.
You
This is a
de-escalate.
critical
How you want to stop?
response to our housing
My man.
crisis.
My man, you
It
bumping
is
into me
years in
again.
the making.
Tell him not to get in my
It
face.
is a
He's
long
bumping into me.
overdue
Tell him.
response to
Tell
our
him.
history of housing
Don't play
discrimination
stupid.
and affordable
Don't play
housing crisis
stupid.
and
Don't play
exclusionary
stupid,
zoning.
all right?
I heard you the first 3 times.
Right?
We cannot afford to delay. The
Mark
crisis
Goy,
is too
you
great.
don't represent this
Calling on the
city.
city council
You gotta go.
to take the next step
You gotta
and pass
go.
the
You
city
gotta
of
get the
Yes.
fuck out of here.
We support
You
all
gotta
the
go,
provisions
just
in
like
the
Danny
city of
Harris.
Yes.
All right?
Together, the tools
gotta
fight
get
for
out of
fair
here.
housing and affordable
You
housing.
gotta get out of here.
Today, we're talking about removing parking mandates.
I see you as a
Parking
president. You're
mandates
not
are a
doing the right thing.
one-size-fits-all
You're not
approach.
doing the right
They do
thing.
not reflect our needs,
All right?
and they make
You
housing
do
more
your job,
expensive.
but you be careful and don't assault me, because we will press charges, all right?
Subgrade
We
parking
will not be
costs
intimidated. You got that?
$150,000 per space,
You got
raising the cost of
that?
housing.
We will not be intimidated. I don't have a
1.2
bullhorn.
parking spaces equals
I
one
don't
unit
have a
housing
bullhorn. You get that,
law.
right?
We have historically low vacancy rates and record homelessness. Today, we need to prioritize housing over parking. We prioritize people over parking.
This bullshit.
Removing the mandates
There's
will not
nobody
mean parking
better to
spots will
advocate
not
than
get
the homeless,
built.
and I'm
We will make
homeless.
decisions
All right?
on a project-by-project basis,
he's got a
whether
fucking
including
bullhorn.
parking makes sense in the
he
neighborhoods,
should not have a
whether it
bullhorn.
makes sense in the development.
Bullshit.
Make
You
no
cannot advocate
mistake,
for us.
removing parking
Brother,
mandates
I'm
is
homeless.
a critical
How about
tool
that?
to fight our housing
I'm
crisis.
homeless. I'm homeless now.
I'm going to say this one more time. We cannot let the loud voices of the minority drown out the majority of New Yorkers that want housing progress, that want more housing. Thank you.
You should go on bank on this. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on
What do
you.
we want it?
People get paid. You get paid? You get paid? Will you get paid?
All right,
You get
I'm
paid.
going to bring up
Why you
Pete
getting pissed
Sikora
off?
from
Because I'm
New
speaking
York
the
Community
truth.
for
You
Change.
guys get
This is
paid.
an
You're
organization
paid
working
lobbyists.
every day to help working people,
You guys are
to make our
paid
city more
lobbyists.
affordable, to
Who
fight
gets
climate
paid here? I wanna
change.
make
All
six
of the
figures.
things
Bro.
that lifting
I wanna
parking
make
mandates
six
will help
figures.
do. Again,
I
so
wanna
an
make six
organization on the
figures.
ground
That's what I want.
organizing, with
Give
everyday
me-
New Yorkers,
You know-
every
No,
single
you know
this
day,
would increase the housing
representing their
affordability.
real
No,
interests.
you wanna take away parking, you hate
not
the
loud
cause.
minority. So Pete,
Yes.
thank you for being here.
Thanks so much, Sarah. That's too kind. New York Community Change organizes Black and Latino communities in New York City and Island.
You guys work with the working
I am a lobbyist.
You work with the working
Can't have it both ways. We need
Also,
housing.
for an
on the street
that
in
organizes
West
low-income communities of color.
You can't
Is discrimination and attacks by people on immigrants and on communities of color over and over again.
She needs an elevator.
It's often ugly. Now, people have strong opinions, and they can yell. It's fine. It doesn't really
Adam is the only
bother
bad
me.
guy.
Patriotic. But what bothers me
What happened to Danny
is what it
Harris?
represents. And that's the hate and the Trumpism that comes after our members all the time.
There's-
That kind
I
of
agree with you.
fascism
I agree with
you.
falls
There's
Bro,
people-
I
on
agree
people's
with you.
rights.
People that
And
don't
most,
need
and the most basic right is housing. That's why we're here to say yes to housing, no to discrimination.
We need elevators.
And in fact, this particular piece here is very important because if you require parking in new developments, you drive up the cost of the development, you make it harder to develop affordable housing, and you gentrify New York City. That process is well underway. So if these guys, and they're very, very loud, were actually interested in what they say that they're interested in, they would be standing with us. That's just the reality. But instead, they're just yelling in this crazy, hateful way. We're not going to be intimidated, and this is going to pass because it makes sense. And that's why we're rallying today to oppose parking mandates in new development. We need yes to housing, no to discrimination. So let's get a chant together. Yes to housing. No to discrimination. 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 Thank you very much.
So we know that a lot of housing in New York City is built by market rate developers, but a lot of housing is built by nonprofit developers who are working to make affordable housing in our city, who are working to create housing for our most vulnerable populations. So I'm really excited to bring up Tim McManus, Senior Vice President at Catholic Charities, Progress of People, Housing Development Corporation. Thank you.
Where have you built? Where have you built? Where have you built?
My name is Tim McManus. I'm the Senior Vice President of Catholic Charities Progress and People's Development.
is a corrupt,
The affordable housing arm of Catholic Charities.
Departamentos y más.
Más apartamentos para las personas.
No, that is the biggest bullshit.
Let's talk about prices. Our agency has been serving the most vulnerable population for over 125 years.
No taking away from
We built a
That's
promote to seniors, families, we built buildings. We built them in downtown Brooklyn, in Howard Beach, East New York, Cobble Hill, Jamaica Beach. One of the common threads that ties all of these buildings together.
You build it for housing or do you need parking? We
built more houses.
You build it for the
We
gang.
built a building that opened less than 2 years ago. A new building that opened 2 years ago. 100 units. We received 260 hours. That's crazy. And you want to know what nobody asked for? Nobody asked for parking.
Ok, yo te voy a decir una cosa.
We have seniors that
Más sencillo. Haga tu tarea. No sea pendeja de nadie.
You guys said that one thing about the migrants are going to call me after you say
54 años.
Everybody's calling.
No te abuses. No sea pendeja de nadie.
And what do I have to say? Sorry, we've got to build parking.
You guys are crooks!
It's about time our leaders prioritize people over cars.
Crooked non-profits!
New York in the 21st century is about making our city work for people.
You guys exploit
We know the owners of Moses. We know the car and the highway did. I told them it's
You exploit
why are we still going to make the same mistake? Our city council leaders to support the elimination of the parking mandate. New housing. Please, let's do the right thing. Let's make a better city for people, not for cars.
people, not cars.
People drive
Another critical reason why we need to pass City of Yes is because we are in a climate crisis. And we know the dense, walkable neighborhoods are much better for the climate. So we're really excited to be joined today by Ali Yasuno from New York City Conservation Voters. All right. I'm Ali Yasuno. I work at the New York League of Conservation Voters, an environmental organization. Now that the CCC has approved the City of Yes for housing, we stand with Open Plans, the New York Housing Coalition, to call on the City Council to pass and not water down this zoning amendment, especially when it comes to eliminating parking. First, it's Climate Week, so I would be remiss if I didn't show the connections between passing City of Yes and eliminating parking mandates and fighting the climate crisis. One prime example of showing how zoning and incentivizes fossil fuels is parking mandates in their zoning regulations. Parking mandates lead to air pollution and incentivizes private car use. It leads to stormwater runoff. All these negative things impact low-income and communities of color the most. Eliminating parking mandates will help us move toward a more affordable city and fight the climate crisis. It's too dire. So we call on the City Council to pass City of Yes, not water it down, and include lifting mandatory parking requirements. Thank you. So another really critical population that needs housing in our city right now is seniors. It's so expensive, and seniors are stuck in units. They can't downsize. They can't afford their rent anymore. So we're excited to be joined by Molly Kwiatkowski from JASA.
más viviendas accesibles para todos.
Overseas programming.
No,
And you failed.
40,000
And you failed.
New York City.
And you failed.
2,300 units of affordable
There's a lot of homeless
housing.
senior citizens.
Every single is available for nursing on our 10-year wait list.
Oh, a wait list. So good. We got the wait. We got the wait a little while. So about stats. It's about statistics. It's about data, not about housing. Wow, you guys suck.
Nowhere near enough space. 203 units.
Building towers that have been empty. I just
Just not enough. We need more space. We need more properties. We need
Oh, Timothy Boswell, yo. Oh, God. You sucked it.
prioritize housing.
That's right.
Restrictions need to be lifted, and we're on to our
There you go. Socialist right there. Vende patria. Tú eres vende patria.
What do we want? What do we want? What do we want?
Vende patria.
All right, we are thrilled to be joined by one of our leaders in the city council who is going to be critical in this fight to get more housing in the city. We're so excited she's here with us today. Councilmember Tiffany Caban.
I am so glad that y'all are here staying focused on the
What's she doing here?
Socialist.
You
can't pay.
You are a sister. You must be our sister.
is the president of Law 97.
Wow, look at those sneakers.
Is an
Those sneakers are Tiffany Caban.
elimination of parking mandates.
Tiffany, stand with pedophiles like a King Browder.
Eliminating parking mandates is a vital piece of the proposal as a
Tiffany,
whole.
how much are those
And without
sneakers? How
those
much is
mandates,
socialism take those
the city of
kicks?
Yes is
King Browder. Tiffany stands with a King Browder. A registered sex offender. Level 3 sex offender.
Costly parking that reduces the number of
Tiffany
Bochónate.
stands with a level 3 pedophile.
Chris, can you talk to me?
I'm good.
Chris, I don't think you're
that
good.
easy.
I think
It's
you're
that
in the wrong
simple.
here and you know
The
it.
same applies for
you know it.
ADUs and SROs. Lifting parking mandates means more housing, and we need more housing. And let's talk about the numbers. We know that a single subgrade parking spot costs on average over $67,000.
But you just bought some else
They
illegally.
can cost almost up to $150,000. Lifting mandates is important to create more affordable housing.
Vende patria lo
and
que tú
reach
eres.
climate
Tú lo
goals.
sabes.
We need more apartments, bro.
Vende patria.
Tiffany, stand with
No te bochorna.
Developers can, and
Bochórnate.
I'm
¿Por
sure
qué no
in
te
certainly
bochorna?
some contexts they will.
Pregúntale, ella es puertorriqueña.
To meet
Ella es boricua, ella dice que es boricua.
Tiffany stands with pedophiles. Tiffany stands with pedophiles. Tiffany stands with pedophiles.
That's all she wrote.
Bochórnate, bochórnate. You socialist.
All right, so right now we have a pretty car-dominated city, and it prevents us from having the kind of walkable, bikeable
Walkable?
city we
What does walkable mean? How the fuck did we get here?
Also thrilled to be joined today by another council member who's been a leader on this issue for years, and we're so excited to work with him to get this passed. Councilmember Lincoln Ressler.
Oh, Linky, that's one of Coco's here. Why do you need cops, Linky? Why do you need cops?
How are we all doing today? We need housing, not parking. People over 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 parking.
Watch out, people over parking. Cops.
People over parking. You stand with stalkers, bro.
All right.
You stand with stalkers, man.
I'm gonna be
Kevin
real.
Lachera, right?
Why do you need
Kevin
cops?
Lachera.
Why do you need
Kevin
cops?
Lachera.
You good?
Kevin, I'm not fucking good, man. You stand with a fucking stalker, man. You stand with a fucking stalker.
it's time for you to
How
chill
dare
out.
you? No, it's how dare you?
People over parking. People over parking.
Why do you need cops?
I will not
People over parking. People over parking.
Funny how there were no cops here until Lincoln Wrestler came.
People over
Lincoln
parking.
needs cops.
How dare you?
The fucking
We're not
police,
gonna let a
Lincoln
couple
Wrestler.
loud voices
Hey,
drown out what our
You
communities
stand
are
with
demanding,
Faulkner!
which is more affordable housing. We want to see more housing built in our communities. And every time we mandate parking,
has the most affordable housing in New York
the housing that we need.
You have the most affordable housing.
Some city studies have estimated it costs $67,000 to build a parking stop. Others have estimated the size of $150,000 for a parking spot. That is money that we are paying for in every rental unit, every new unit of housing that we're building in New York City. When I came into office in 2022, I organized a letter with the borough president and the majority of council members in Brooklyn to demand that every new application coming into our communities, every new development coming into our communities includes a waiver with no new parking. And we have made that happen on new developments on North 7th Street, on Bergen Street, and across our community. But it is delayed the development because it's not baked into the process. There should be no new parking in transit-rich areas. And that is what we are going to fight for. We are going to ensure that ground level uses are not parking. They're not making our streets dark. We're building the housing that we need. We're making the mixed-use retail that we need. And we're making the development process more affordable. So we are going to not only pass the City of Yes, we are going to ensure that there are no new parking mandates in transit-rich areas across New York City.
All right, you done already? That quick? Or maybe the cops will be
All right, so now, how do you bring up a little bit out of